Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Bam! What do we have here? We have an update from Ukrainska and there's some bad news for them. The Russians launched over 150 drones plus Iskander Missiles, plural, last night. The Russians are building a bridge in Kherson to cross the Dnipro River towards Odesa. That's another one. A third one is this, my friends, or second. The third one. Something that we already knew. How is that? Fuck around and you find out? That's exactly what the Ukrainians are finding out. They fucked around with the Russians with the help of those guys, not with the help. Those guys pushed them towards this and they're going to lose their lands. They're going to lose their country, possibly their territories, in a big mass of territory will go out. The Russians will take it and the other side probably will be taken by the good people of the western side. That's another one. Russia says Ukraine will never go back to the 1991 borders. Bye-bye. How is that? Das vidania? Is that what it is? Adieu, mon ami. I'm gone. Sayonara. Why? Fuck around and find out. I mean, actions have consequences, accountability. Nice try, you fail. So far, the war is not over. And then the last topic, when you hear these things like Ukraine agrees or willing to give land to Russia de facto, don't get to, how should I put it, collective masturbation. Don't get into that. Oh my God, yes. No. That's just an armistice. It's just a time to regroup. When they say de facto, that's not de jure. That means it's not legal. We just say it for now. And then we turn around, bang, we're gonna smack you in the back of your head. That's what's gonna happen. All right, let's start with the first one. The first topic, right here from Ukrinform. Ukraine downs over 70 Russian drones since Wednesday night. Ukraine Defense Forces intercepted 74 drones of the 170 UAVs Russia had launched at Ukraine since last night, while 68 decoys drones disappeared from radar. So let's get us what? 142. 142 right there out of 170. And the evidence, voila. Where did they launch them from? Let's see where they launched them. They also attacked with 5 Iskander-M ballistic missiles from Crimea. Where is that located? Okay, let's go here. This is the Crimean Peninsula. So 5 Iskanders were launched from here by the Ruskies. Let's see what else. 170 attack UAVs were launched from Kursk, Milerovo, Oriol, Primorsko-Akhtarsk and Shauda. Don't worry, I know all of them where they are. Bryansk is not here. That's interesting. Usually Bryansk is part of the thing. So here is Ukraine. So this is Bryansk, but nothing over there. So we have Oriol right here. Then we have Kiev over there. We have Milerovo right here. Then we have Primorsko-Akhtarsk here. And we have the Cape Shauda exactly here. This is Cape Shauda. And then I'm going to show you Primorsko-Akhtarsk. All right, so you don't think I'm talking smack. I'm going to show you Milerovo, right? Is right here. You see Milerovo there? This is Milerovo, man, where this, I know, erected something. Yes, I'm obsessed. Go, move, shut the fuck up. Let's move on. Here is Oriol, and here is Kursk. What did they attack? Let's see. Pakara, Patsakamaka, Bakalaka, 6-8 enemy decoys, and as a result of Russian attack, the regions of Odesa, Kharkiv, Sumy, Donetsk, and Kiev. So Odesa, Kharkiv, Sumy, Donetsk, and Kiev. There it is. So Sumy is here, Kharkiv is here, Donetsk is here, this right here is Odesa, and this is Kiev. So Sumy, Kharkiv, Dnipro, Donetsk, I'm sorry, here, I was talking Dnipropetrovsk. Donetsk in here, Odesa here. Next one is coming from the new Voice of Ukraine with the same information. Russia fires 5 Iskander-M missiles and 170 drones at Ukraine. Got that? And we go to this. Now this is BS. BS because it's bad for the Ukrainians. Russia seeks to create a bridgehead to cross Dnipro River. Build a bridge, not a like that, but you know what I mean. Ukrainian forces say. So where is that is? This is where the Dnipro seems to go into the Dnipro River seems to go into the Black Sea. and here is across from, so this is where Kherson Oblast. Let's look over the map clear. So this occurs right here. This is exactly here. I'm assuming this is the one. There's no other way around. So, because this is the area, let's go over there. Sounds like with this big island. What do you think? Is that what it is? Sounds like Krasnoninka is exactly this one right here. So let's see what these guys are saying. Russian forces have ramped up their operations in the southern part of the Dnipro River island system in Kherson Oblast, aiming to land on Buhaz Island, establishing a bridgehead and cross the Dnipro River. I wonder why. Okay, let's see what do we have west of it. We got Mykolaiv, and we have Odesa. So from here, Tsapakapakapa, Mykolaiv over there, Tsakapakapaka, Odesa. I always said, and I will keep saying, I don't think the Russians would allow this part to be Ukrainian again. I think the Russians want to control this one, so they will control all the commerce or everything coming in here. I mean, that goes without saying. In a bigger scheme of things, this is where the guys are trying to get in. I'm 98% certain that will be a thing. All right, so let's see how bad things are. The enemy is trying to cross the water barriers and has just opened up a front. Let's call it a new one. The front where they intensified their activity and made several attempts to land in the river area over the past few days is in the south of the Dnipro River island system. Let me get my glasses. Why am I struggling? In the very south, near the village of Kizomis, there is the islands of Buhaz. There, the enemy is trying to land on this island, seize a bridgehead and cross the Dnipro River from the south. All right, so if you go over here, this is what they're talking about. They dropped here and they tried to go right in there. Let's see this one. Not like that. We're going to go right there, baby towel. All right. Come on. Right here. So they're trying to cross here and go on the other side in Kizmoni, Kize, Kappa, Kappa, Rupatsapa. Got that? All right. And this is Buzmaku, Beznuka, Bagika. This is the island they're talking about right here, the system. So that's bad news for the Ukrainians. Bad news. How come we find out only right now about this one? This operation is just a teeny, mini, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the ball. Is that what it is? All right. Now let's see. Let's get to real things. Things that I think are obvious for all of us with half a brain, right? Russia Today, 1st of May. Moscow rules out return to 1991 borders for Ukraine. The Russian Foreign Ministry made a statement while commenting on Kiev's deadly strike on civilians at a market in Kherson region. So, the Russian Foreign Ministry on Thursday said Moscow would not permit the restoration of Ukrainian territory to the limits of its 1991 borders, as that would represent a threat to Russian citizens. Got it? That's it, my friends. So, another one, when you hear this one, and this is the last topic, this is what you need to understand. And I'm ordering you to understand only that. Ukraine willing to de facto give up land to Russia. Kellogg, the guy that Russians don't want him in Moscow. Kellogg has said Kiev wants to hold the current front line. Well, doesn't matter what you want, you're losing. Actions have consequences. Fuck around and find out. So what's going on here? When you say de facto, that is just an understanding that for the moment, I'm okay with what's going on. Or not okay. I don't talk about it. Why? Because in the near future or a little bit later, I will wait and seize an opportunity in your country when I can go and grab that land back. That's why it's not de jure. De jure is illegal. They're legal with the law, by the law, by legal law, lawful. They don't care even, and you have to understand this as well. With age, comes an understanding of how we are and how we are fooled by laws, policies, and you learn. I will tell you from my experience. I was taught from childhood, by my parents, by my teachers, by my system where I work, by my whatever books I read, what idols I have, what examples I try to emulate by, that you have to be a law-abiding citizen. You have to be a productive law-abiding citizen. If it says 70 miles per hour, you go 70 miles per hour. No, but I mean, no, you will not steal, don't do that kind of things, just be within the law. But with time, and that was revealed to me actually in school. When you see the teachers, when they make rules, and then they break their own rules, and I used to call them out, and I got smacked each and every time. For daring to be so insulting of noticing their injustice. I'm very frustrated. Not that kind of frustration, but this kind of frustration. Since I can tell you the first teacher that did that was Rada, my 1 to 4th grader. I liked him, but he was in that, he was just most of the time, but he would break the rules. And as a child, I would understand. That's not what you said. That's not what you do. And I would get smacked for noticing it and saying it out loud. It was considered impertinenza. Oh my God, you're insulting. No, you are insulting. So I learned from there, but I said, well, maybe this guy is bad, you know. But then I went and I saw many other people do that until I realized the school, I realized at work. Look at the policy at work. You clearly have policies, but if something needs to be tweaked, the guy in charge of you will say, we're going to just go around this policy here. Whoa, you said that? No. We do it because it makes sense. For this time, you can say, well, we got to be, work with what we have. We have to be flexible. So that means the laws are just a suggestion, are over there for the baboons, and you just, how do I call it? You just emulate your movements based on getting caught or not. Because then you find governments who tell you one thing here, de jure, and then they do something else. And then you say, wait a minute, so I found that from infancy to adulthood and middle age, that no, it's not like it's for us baboons. The rest, maneuver through it. I'm not, how should I put it? I'm not promoting that here. It's just my personal observation, as idiotic as it is. Okay, YouTube? Again, these guys are in charge of us. They don't allow me to talk about certain things that are truthful, but allow others to lie on YouTube. Why? Because it makes sense, whatever they push. So in this case, when you see de jure, oh my God, it's illegal. Your house, let's say you bought your house. You're not buying your house. You bought your house. De jure is yours. It can be taken away from you. You got it? If that's your car, legally, if it's legally yours, it doesn't mean it can't be legally taken away from you. They have methods for an emergency. In the Constitution, they can't bring people in your house and, to have, provide the U.S. Army. If they want in emergency, they have the ways to do it de jure. Trump, didn't he just broken the agreement with, after the negotiations with Iran that the U.S. government made? So the U.S. government was legally bound de jure with Iran regarding Iran's nuclear program. The next administration came, the first time Trump came in, and he said, no, yes, we, America, signed. The president signed in the name, but I changed my mind. Fuck it. So de facto, he broke the de jure. So that when you see this de facto give up, is nothing, means zero. Even if the Ukrainians tomorrow sign de jure, we give half of Ukraine to Russia. The next day, when the Americans want and something happens in Russia, they will take it back. And then they make it again de jure ours. Got that? This is a life lecture that I just gave for people who need it. And you're going to find out. If right now you say, you're crazy, Emil, you're going to find out. You know what? I'm 100%, not 99, 100% certain that the life will smack you so many times. It will smack you that you will understand through your own pain, not through your cognitive ability or through this lecture, if you don't know it yet. Life will f you up so badly that one day you're going to say, Emil the baboon, God damn it, he's right, Jesus Christ. Cheers, Emil. I guarantee you that. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I'm just a messenger. This is not a genius lecture here. It's ABC that you should have been taught when you're about 4 years old and up. You should, by your father, or by your mother, by your someone, should have told you this. I don't know, maybe you would have ended up in jail. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.